to our today's business lesson. We are still looking at the topic demand and supply. In our last lesson, we looked at demand. We defined what is demand. We also looked at the factors influencing demand. Now, we looked at a number of factors in our last lesson. We looked at the price of goods. So today, we are going to start with government policy. We discussed it during the other lesson, but we have not exhausted it. Now, how do government policy influence the demand of a commodity? Now, when we talk of government policy, number one, we talked of taxation. And we said when tax levels are high, they are going to affect the cost of production, meaning the cost of production is going to be high, which will be translated to an increase in price. So taxation is going to increase the cost of production, and in return is going to increase the prices. With increase in price, it is going to reduce the demand of that particular commodity. The other thing is subsidies. Subsidies is under government policy. This is the part of the cost that is made by the government. Now, cost of production helps to lower the cost of production. So the subsidies helps to lower the cost of production. Now, when subsidies are high, cost of production goes high, and the manufacturer lowers the prices. And when the prices are lower, then it means that the demand is going to increase. On the other side, if the government withdraws the subsidies, then it means that it is going to affect the prices of commodities. The prices of commodities is going to increase because the cost of production has increased. Therefore, it is the government increasing the subsidies, it lowers the cost of production, which in return helps in lowering the prices. And when the prices are lower, then the demand of a commodity also goes up. The other one is the price control. Now, government controls the prices of commodities. At times, the government will put it as a policy that a particular item should not be sold exceeding a particular amount. So if the prices the government has set are too high, then it means that it is going to affect the consumer's purchasing power. And if the prices that the government has set are favorable or affordable to the consumers, then it means it is going to increase the demand of that particular commodity. Now, after that, our next factor that influences the demand is the change in population. Change in population. And whose population are we talking about here? We are talking of the population of the consumers, population of those people who are consuming that particular commodity. And when we talk of population, first we look at the size of the population. Where the consumer's population is high, then it means the demand of that particular commodity is going to be high. Where the size of consumer's population is low, then it means the demand for that particular commodity is going to be low. We also look at the changes in population. We also look at the composition. We look at the composition of the population. Now, the population is made of who? The population is made of who? Depending with what you are selling. So if you are selling if you are selling the commodity that is required by the youth, then it means the composition of the population should be of the youth. If you are selling a commodity that is consumed by the aged, then it means that the greater part of the population should be that of the aged people. Then from there, we have season changes. Also influences the demand of a commodity. Season changes. Change in seasons. For example, during a peak season for mangoes, the supply of mangoes in the market is so high, and when the supply is high, it means also the prices will be low. So with the lower prices, then it means automatically the demand will be high. Another thing, let's look at the rainy season. During rainy season, the demand for gumboots and umbrellas are very high because those are the things that are required at that particular time. So during that season, the demand of umbrellas and the gumboots will be very high. But look at it during a dry season. Demand for heavy jackets will be very, very low. The other one is the future expectation. Future expectation of changes. Future expectation of changes in price. Future expectation of changes in price and the quantity supplied. Future expectation of change in prices and the quantity supplied. For example, if consumers know that the price of a particular commodity in the next 2 weeks will have gone down, they may preserve not to buy, awaiting to buy when the prices go down. And then it means during that particular time, the demand for that particular commodity will have gone down. Demand for that particular commodity will have done what? Will have gone down. Again, when they're expecting the supply in the market to increase within a given period of time, automatically it goes that when supply is high in the market, it translates to decrease in prices. So when they expect supply to increase in market, they will know automatically increase in supply is going to lower the prices. So they can wait for that time to buy. So during that time, the demand for that particular commodity will be high, but at that particular time, the demand will be low. The other one is the terms of sales. Another factor is terms of sale. Now, when we talk of terms of sale here, we are looking at, we talk of credit sale, cash sale, we also talk of the hire purchase. Now, in hire purchase is where you buy and then you pay for the commodity in piecemeal, kidogo kidogo. Now, that one can encourage people to buy more and it will lead to increase in what? It will lead to increase in demand of that commodity. Again, where the sale is on credit basis, more people will be attracted by that term of sale and they will buy more of that particular product, which will be translated to increase in demand of that particular products. Now, the last one is the distribution of income. Distribution of income. Distribution of income, it is the last but not the least of the factors that influence demand of a commodity. Distribution of income. Now, when you talk of income, we are talking of the disposable, consumers' disposable income. If everybody has money, then it means their purchasing power will be higher. So, if person 1, 2, 3, and 4, all of them have money, then it means the demand for a particular commodity that all of them use is going to be high. So those are the factors influencing the demand of a commodity at a particular time, at a given place. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson. During our next lesson, we are going to derive the demand curves. Thank you very much.